Hey guys, today I'm going to pop this box open and take a look at the Gundam Converge series number 7. So in this set we've got the Zeta, the Hyakushiki, the Cubile, the Cubile 2, or the Cubile Mark II, the red version, the Death Scythe Hell EW, and the Gundam Mark V. So really cool set. I guess holding it a little closer to the camera might be a little bit better for you guys, but yeah, picked up this box from HLJ. If you guys like Converge stuff and you want to buy them, I know buying them like individually on Amazon or eBay or something like that, they can be quite expensive if you just buy the whole box. From Hobby Link Japan, I think they cost around 400 or 500 yen each is what they end up costing. I think it's like 4,500 yen for a box of 10, so 450 yen each. That's about as cheap as they're gonna get, but the problem with that is then, yeah, you're gonna have some doubles. So you may not want the whole set, or you may definitely not want doubles of some of these in the set. So what I recommend you guys do is just share it with some friends or something. Maybe go in with one or two friends and pick up a box like that, and then you can share them. Probably the best way to go. So in this box I have 2 Zetas, 2 Hyakushikis, 2 Mark Vs, and 2 Death Scythe Hell, and then 1 of each of the Cubiles. So like I mentioned in the delivery video when I got these, one thing that I was very interested in was checking out how the new Cubile Converge figures compare to the older ones. So I do have a set of the original Converge Cubiles, but these are newer ones, so we'll have to check that out. But let's go in order. Let's start with the Zeta Gundam first. I'm actually, if you guys know, if you watch my channel for a long time, not really that big of a fan of the Zeta Gundam. So what I usually do with these Converge figures when I have extras in the box is give them to friends or give them to Patreon patrons. Is usually how that works. So I have a few actually that I need to send out, so a few of these will be going on as well. So the Zeta, actually not sure. I've never actually tried a full repaint on a Converge kit, but maybe I might try this with the Zeta, because one thing that I'm just not really that big of a fan of is just the color scheme. So maybe painting it up in like the Amuro, like pink and white and gray color scheme might be cool. So I'll think about that. Maybe trying out a full repaint on one of these. It's just a lot of tiny masking, I suppose, so we'll see. Anyway, let's check it out. Anyway, so we've just got this here on the back. There's just it just shows the lineup there, and that's pretty much it on here. So just open this up. Of course, we've got our gum. This is nasty stuff. I recommend don't even try to eat that. One thing that I do love about Converge kits nowadays, like with the newer Converge kits, I think is starting from, I'm not sure which set that was starting from, maybe from set 5, I'm not sure if set 4 had it. But they have these little square bases, which are awesome, much better than like the clear plastic bases that they used to use before, which like attach onto the back of the legs. So here we go. When it's all put together, there is the Zeta Gundam when it's all done. I actually do quite like this quite a bit more now that I see this that big stabilizer sticking out the back. It does make this a really cool looking figure, just to give it some really nice depth and shape to that. So really like the look of this, even though, like I said, really not that big of a fan of the Zeta Gundam in general, but this figure looks really nice. So I think I'm gonna have to give it a go to try to just paint it all up in some different colors. So not sure, actually I was just thinking after I said that like it'll include a lot of tiny masking, I was thinking could just do it all by hand. So I'll think about that, and that'll be a project for a rainy day when I need a break from something bigger. So anyway, yeah, that's pretty cool. Next up is number 157. This is the Hyakushiki, and this one looks like it's going to be very cool with that gold pre-painting on there. So again, here on the back, just kind of the same thing, not really gonna feel the need to really show you guys the back on all of these, but I guess just a quick look. Anyway, let's get this open, get a look at that nice shiny gold. Alright, oh, this is another thing, I guess if you live in Japan, wish I probably like 2 of you guys watching this video live in Japan, but if you do, keep these little points here, because they do actually use those for just some different campaigns and stuff. So here we go. That is looking pretty nice. Let's get this out of here and check it out. Whew! Alright, so this one is pretty awesome, just because that gold looks really nice. And the other nice thing is that you actually do have a weapon choice with this. Not too many of them have weapon choices, but this one you can choose whether you want to use the clay bazooka or the beam rifle, and whichever one you aren't using you can attach onto the backpack. You could actually attach them both onto the backpack, but you don't have a different hand option, so then you'd have that hand looking kind of weird. But I chose to be holding the bazooka. I think it's more unique, pretty much like if you have, especially them standing next to each other, they're going to be looking pretty awesome. If they're both holding beam rifles, that's, I don't want to say boring, but it's better to have this with the bazooka, I think, personally. So that's probably how I'll keep it. Anyway, very, very nice. Next up, it is the Cubile. So yeah, looking pretty cool. I'll pop this open and then we'll take a look at we'll take a look at how it compares to the older version. So here we go, just all that Cubile goodness in there. You can see a lot of really nice detail inside the binders, which will be really nice when that's like just panel lined, at least panel lined, to bring out that detail. We can go ahead and paint that in. So let's get this guy put together. Yep, I actually had a brain fart there for a second and remembered I don't have the original white Cubile. I have the red one, so I'll compare that with the next one when we pull out the red one out of the box here. But anyway, very nice. Like I said, you can see a lot of nice details up inside there, and there's just details all over these. And it's going to be a little bit harder to see on this white. You can see nice Neo Zeon logo there on the back, as well as the AMX 004 there on the backpack. So just going in with like a light gray panel liner. If you're using like the Tamiya accent color, just the gray one is kind of light, so just dropping that in on some of these details is going to bring out all those details. It's going to look super, super nice when this guy is detailed up. So then next, of course, is the red version. So it's going to be looking pretty much exactly the same as that one, except red. So let's get this out and get it compared. Alright, so yeah, here it is. I gotta say, and too, like those pink eyes in there looking super cool. Those are like shiny, and then the red is kind of like matte, or just it's very not as glossy. So like the Master Grade is super glossy, and actually, so let's compare it here. Here is the old Converge Cubile, and the old one's definitely looking a lot more like cartoony in its design. So you can see the head is much more elongated, it has a much longer snout, and the back out as well. So like out the back, it's much, much longer. The hands are extremely oversized on the older one. The backpack is like much different as well. It's like pointed down. So they're actually a lot more different looking than I was expecting. You can just see like the proportions of the older one are a lot more exaggerated, where the newer one, if its arm doesn't fall off here, the newer one is looking a lot more kind of, I guess, I don't want to say realistic, but a lot less super deformed, I guess, in its appearance. So it's a pretty interesting comparison between the two. Up next is another fan favorite. It is the Death Scythe Hell EW, otherwise known as the Death Scythe Hell Custom. And yeah, this is pretty cool. Last month in Series 6, we got the Wing Gundam EW, so it'd be cool to have those paired up together. So here we are. This one, I mean, it's actually quite a lot packed into this figure, because we have that huge giant sickle and that big backpack. A lot of detail on the backpack, on the back, and especially on the inside as well. It's unfortunate you can't really see it all that well, but there is a lot of detail there. I mean, that's one thing that I just love about the Converge figures in general, is because they do pack a lot of detail on them. That yellow V-fin does really make this, I mean, that really does serve as a big accent point for this kit, because like when I was just putting it together, I had everything on there, and the V-fin was the part that I put on last. And without that V-fin, it was just like really boring looking, but then once you put that on there, it just really makes this, the design of this pop. And it's really awesome to have that clear green there for the beam effect part for that even as well. So if for whatever reason maybe you didn't want to have this holding the beam effect, that beam, or if you didn't want to have it holding the beam scythe, that is actually molded together with the hand, so you just have to like cut that out of the hand. So just a word of warning if for whatever reason that was maybe something you were thinking about. But yeah, pretty cool that that part is just some metallic as well. Just makes it stand out a little bit compared to the rest of the figure. And last but certainly not least, this is probably the main reason why I jumped on this set as soon as I saw it come up for pre-order. Had to pre-order this just because of this mostly. I mean, the rest of the figures are cool, but this was definitely the one that I was looking forward to the most, the Gundam Mark V. I'm really, really hoping that we get a model kit of the Gundam Mark V someday. We'll just have to see. And there we have it. This guy is looking pretty awesome. You gotta love the uniqueness of the Gundam Mark V. I mean, it is basically very, very similar to the Silver Bullet and the Dovin Wolf. We don't actually have a converged Dovin Wolf. It would be cool if maybe they went ahead and made one. Now, I'm pretty sure this isn't even sharing any of the same parts. I mean, I've recently, not too long ago, I detailed up the converged Silver Bullet and did a video on that if you want to check that out if you haven't seen that yet. But I'm pretty sure none of this is even like reusing the same mold. It's all totally unique and new for this kit. So really cool design. Love that big backpack and everything going on with that. The missile pods there on the top of the shoulders and everything, very cool. So the other thing that you can do with this does have a little bit of an option for this if you want. You can actually remove the shield and plug this onto the back like this on the backpack instead of the arm if you want to have it on there. I actually quite like that a bit because that just like adds even more bulk to that very bulky and big backpack, so that I think that looks pretty cool. I'll probably keep the shield back there like that. So that, yeah, really happy with this one. So there you have it, very UC heavy set this month with only one of those figures here in this set not coming from the UC timeline. But hey, that may be great for some people, better for others. I think if there was any people who are like really hardcore UC fans, I think there's probably a good fair amount of them who are probably totally okay with the Death Scythe as well. It's a very popular design for a lot of people. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Anyway, like this set a lot. Love these Converge figures. If you guys have never tried out any Converge figures, pick some up because they're pretty awesome, and I've really enjoyed the small handful of them that I've taken the time to go ahead and like detail up with some panel lines and throwing a few decals on there. It's really fun little projects to do. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. If you do have any other questions, comments, leave those down below. Have a good one.
Thanks for watching. See you next time.